Hello, everyone. Welcome to this afternoon's webinar, or this morning's, or this evening's, depending upon where you are in the world. We truly are a global opportunity, and I know we have people checking in, not only from all over North America, but from all over the world. And I want to welcome you. My name is William Fawcett. I am Grand President with World Global Network. I'm very excited to be here and to share with you what I believe to be one of the greatest financial vehicles I'll see in my lifetime. So again, I know folks are on Facebook, folks are checking in on Zoom, and we certainly appreciate you. We are going to be sure that you believe that this is a great use of your time. So without any more from me, out of respect for your time, let me get right into the information. First and most importantly, let me give you some background on myself so that you know who you're hearing from, and my qualifications or lack thereof don't stand in the way of the incredible information you'll be previewing. I was taught everything that most of us are taught. I come from a family of educators, and I'm still living where I grew up, Rochester, New York. And my family taught me to go to school, get good grades, and then get a good job. And I did that. I went to school, went to a pretty good university, left there with 2 pieces of paper, my diploma and the bill for my diploma. And the second piece of paper shaped my opportunities much more so than the first. Some of you can probably relate to being, thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars in debt educationally. And then I got my first job, and I thought that that job would allow me to do good for the community while I did well personally. I was working for a local human services agency here in Rochester. And my optimism lasted until I got my first paycheck. And that's when I realized that there was a significant difference between your starting salary and take-home pay. And ultimately, I had more month left at the end of the month. And then I looked around and I saw that the people that I worked with were in the same circumstances, only they were older and had families to support. Now, I had just gotten into personal development at the time, and one of the people I was listening to was Anthony Robbins, and he said, a definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting something different from it. And so I knew what I would get if I kept doing what I was doing, and therefore I decided to try to find something different. And in my case, I began studying financial independence. That's what I wanted to be, specifically self-made millionaires. And I was amazed to find that when you took out athletes and entertainers, 9 out of 10 self-made millionaires got that way by being business owners. So I started to pursue business ownership, and it was described for those in the States as the new American dream. At the time, about 85% of Americans would have liked to start businesses, and I'm sure it's similar in other parts of the world. Those individuals didn't pursue that goal for typically 4 reasons: time, money, knowledge, and risk. Those were the barriers to business ownership. And, in my case, I realized they were right. I had the time, but that was the only thing that I had. I didn't have the money. I didn't know how to do it. And then ultimately, I was concerned that the average small business only has a 1 in 100 chance of making 10 years old. So long story short, I decided against pursuing that goal, went back to work, and then 2 years later, someone that I respected asked me to come to a meeting. And I went out to that meeting just to tell her why she shouldn't get involved in any kind of scam or scheme. And I saw enough to get started with that business on the spot. And even as my career took off, I kept that business. I was blessed to have it pay me an income I could have lived off if I needed to while I was working part-time. And then about 8 years later, in the early 2000s, I found another opportunity with some guys who ultimately had gone through a similar process to what I was going through at the time, looking to start my own business. I was in government. I didn't want to stay for another term of my boss, who was the mayor of our city. I was looking to pursue my goal of business ownership, and I found this opportunity, decided to affiliate with the owners of that company, became a partner in it myself, and over the next 15 years, we built it to more than $100 million. And so here's what I learned. That opportunity was in direct selling, and I believe this is the greatest industry in the world. And let me explain to you why. This is the only industry where increasing your standard of living doesn't require decreasing your quality of life. So you can point me to any profession or individual that you consider successful. For example, many people say doctors, lawyers, business owners. Those folks are very successful. They're right, but in each of those cases, to make more money, those individuals have to do something that takes more time. And taking more time decreases quality of life. A doctor needs to see more patients. A lawyer needs to build more hours. A business owner, I had a traditional business owner say something very profound to me. I didn't know how profound it was until years later when I owned a traditional business. He said, William, I've got 300 employees. They're all great people. But if each causes just one headache a year, that's a headache for every day my business is open. And in fact, when I was a partner in a business that had about 300 employees, I realized he was 100% correct. So the great thing about what we do in direct or network marketing is that as your business grows, if you built it right, it demands less of it. And so back to my story, a few years back, I had decided to move on to something else, sold my ownership in the company. I was CEO at the time, stepped down, and began looking for the next project. And because of my experience in the industry, excuse me, much of the information I reviewed involved me staying on the corporate side, either starting a company or joining a management team. And then I was asked to take a look at World Global. I went out again skeptically. I met with Fabio Galdi in February of 2017. Fabio is our CEO. And I was impressed enough that after a few more weeks of doing some due diligence and talking to people, I decided to get started with World. And the intervening 15 months have been everything that Fabio said that they would be, but I believe we're on the verge of something very, very significant. So you were asked to take a look at this information because the person who invited you believes that it could help you make your goals a reality. You see, that's all World is a vehicle to help you get from where you are to where you want to go. I believe it's the best vehicle we'll see. So as I get through this information, I'd like you to consider your goals and dreams. World can truly help you make them come true. So let me get right into the information. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, now the first thing the company asks us to do is play an income disclosure notice, and I want to do that right now.
Everyone's results will vary, as we are all unique and different. Basically, it takes hard work to make a substantial income in this business. Some people will make no money at all. The earnings of a World Global Network partner will be 100% dependent upon their skills, work effort, commitment, leadership capabilities, and also market conditions. Common sense would suggest that in most opportunities, one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average, while others perform under the average. World Global Network does not guarantee any level of income or your success. The average participant in World Global Network earns less than $500 per year. This does not account for any business expenses that one might incur while building a business. To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.worldgn.com.
Now, as someone who managed compliance for a company before I became a CEO, I know that this is very unique. Very few companies put this right up front and tell you that your success or lack thereof will largely depend upon you. And so World deserves credit for that. But what I'd like you to be aware of is that there is a step-by-step process that has created success for literally thousands of people around the world. And we're going to get to that as we go through this information. But in getting started, I want you to understand that what I indicated earlier is really a key point for World. And that is that here you can create time and money together. And that truly is the definition of freedom, not having to say no to anything because of time or money. And those folks who are able to do that are very unique in not only North American, but in the global society. And typically, they have a few things in common. This is someone I was introduced to about the same time that I began listening to and reading Anthony Robbins. And this gentleman, Robert Kiyosaki, wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is all about the difference between what poor and middle class and rich parents teach their children. In a nutshell, he said, poor and middle class parents teach their children to go work for money, while rich parents teach their children to get money working for them. Kiyosaki said that in this quadrant you see here, you don't want to be on the left side. You don't want to be an employee or self-employed. A self-employed person is a person who owns a business that cannot do without them. If they're out from a day to a month, the business dies. All they have done is created a job for themselves. Where you want to be is on the right side, either as a business owner or investor. The difference is business owners get systems working for them, investors get money working for them. And so we have a very, very powerful system that allows us to become business owners here in the world. And if you look at true generational wealth, typically it has been created by, number one, being positioned in front of trends, and number two, getting systems working. So if you look at some of the most recent trends, the trend from phones to smartphones, or TVs to smart TVs, or cars to smart cars, smart technology is key, and ultimately a number of systems grew around those that produce true wealth for the people who own them. Well, as exciting as that is, there's one area that is even more important than your television, your phone, or your car, and that is your health. And here at World Global, our focus is on smart health. Specifically, as Fabio Galdi said to me a little bit more than a year and 15 months ago, he said, our focus is on health management through technology. So our true focus is on smart health and smart life solutions. Let me give you a perspective on what that means.
Scientists, researchers, and doctors from all over the world agree that our modern lifestyle, bad eating habits, and stressful routines are among the leading causes of the most common chronic diseases today: heart disease, diabetes, obesity, premature aging, anxiety, and depression. Poor nutrition, atmospheric and electromagnetic pollution, and the rarity of physical activity also add to the decay of our health. This makes it easier for the onset of these diseases. Embracing diet, healthier behaviors, and abandoning bad habits could prevent or reduce the risk of these diseases. Physical activity and smarter choices counteract almost all of our health problems. But the reality is that despite we give it our best effort, like changing our eating habits, exercising, and introducing dietary supplements and medication, we still rarely feel long-lasting satisfaction. How many times did you try any combination of these and barely felt the results? Generic nutritional solutions work on less than 25% of their users, with the results progressively decreasing in effectiveness, and most having only superficial improvement. Truth is, every single one of us is different, down to our genetic core. Not just our genes, but we all have different lifestyles, environments, and daily routines. So, how can we expect a generic solution to work for everyone? The solution lies in treating everybody as a unique individual. World Global Network, investing in cooperation with World Technology Core and Xfinity Lab, have developed a cutting-edge, tech-based solution that finally addresses all these challenges. WGN introduces Smart Life Solution with patent-pending sensor technology, advanced genetic profile analysis, and artificial intelligence, combined seamlessly for the first time into this revolutionary personalized solution. Smart Life Solution helps to improve your quality of life drastically, promotes healthier and longer lives, and increases disease risk prevention. A tangible, visible solution that, above all, is measurable by the people who adopt it. Through our latest generation Hilo Smart Band with our clinical-grade sensors and advanced genetic profiling, we unlock your ultimate personalized health and wellness profile. Our sophisticated artificial intelligence platform, Oracle, analyzes and produces detailed reports from your body's data, which maximizes your chances for success and gives you increasingly better results. Oracle tracks the consequences of conditions of our environment and changes in our lifestyle. Finally, a solution able to read all the data our body radiates. Having continuous access to your health and wellness profile allows Smart Life Solutions to personalize nutrition, fitness, tailor-made results with a supplement plan explicitly designed for you as a unique person. Oracle's personalized reports contain actionable plans to improve your health with precise indications on how to manage your nutritional intake, what dietary deficiencies to compensate for, which foods or elements to avoid. Oracle produces a NutriPack, a personalized necessary dose dispenser with your unique needs. Has a 30-day supplement pack that Oracle adapts on a month-to-month basis, because one size does not fit all. We base our solution on your personal genetic profile and lifestyle. We are creating the best chance for success. Invest in yourself and make the smart choice today. Choose our Smart Life Solutions today for $9.90 per month and an activation fee. Receive our life-changing technology wearable devices and start feeling great and building a better self. Make the most cost-effective lifestyle changes. Extend your life by living healthier and preventing risk of chronic diseases. Achieve and maintain a healthy weight. Look and feel your best. Finally, a breakthrough technology that helps you live a healthier, longer life with disease risk prevention. Smart Life Solutions, a smarter way to get healthy.
So that's very exciting, and it includes a number of firsts. Certainly, the first in terms of technology, we'll talk about that. Secondly, the artificial intelligence, and then third, the customization combining DNA and artificial intelligence. That creates an unprecedented opportunity. So let's look at each. First of all, World has award-winning technology in our Helo and our Helo Extends devices. They're both unbelievable. Let's look at each one. First of all, the Helo LX is a wearable device, and it goes far beyond what your typical wearable does. The typical wearable will count your steps, measure your heart rate and calories. We do all of that as well as your breath rate, your mood, energy levels, sleep quality. We take your blood pressure as well as an EKG, and you can monitor the vitals in others through our Guardian function. Beyond that, we also monitor UV protection. We do blood oxygen level. In the future, we'll do blood alcohol level and a number of additional features and opportunities through a third-party platform which allows developers to make apps for the Helo. It's the first of its type that we're aware of, at least. And let me give you a parallel. When I met with Fabio, one of the things he said was that the early generation iPhones were 4 phones. What saved Apple and the iPhone was that there were more than 800 apps by the end of the first year, and people became passionate about them. Well, we have dozens of apps already available, developers working on a significant number greater. And if you look at the progression of Apple and Android as well, there are now more than 2 million apps. They dominate the smartphone arena. The challenge for you and I is we can't get paid on them. Well, here in the world, we can get paid every time someone downloads and uses one of the apps. We certainly have an opportunity to make income. And this product has been featured on a number of local, regional, and national news stories. It was the #1 product in direct selling for 2017. Also a feature product at the Consumer Electronics Show for the last 2 years. Now, as much as it's great to hear about this from me, let me give you some third-party proof as to the power and impressiveness of the Helo.
This is the Helo. Now, this is amazing. It's a watch. It's actually not a watch. It's a word. It's a band. It's a word. It doesn't have any other band. This thing is very smart and intelligent. It needs everything that they're offering. Really, it's an EKG. Can you have a picture? I have these days you can actually check right from your register. Let's check. We just put this on me an hour and a half ago to get some vitals. Yeah, and so a little on edge. You said that you're doing about 591 steps. Okay. To normal energy and it's a calm mood. It also says drink a margarita. Look at the technology there. So as you can see there, you have all the different things that you can measure. But what's also great about this is that you can check in with your family no matter where they are to see how they're doing. If you want to run a measurement really quick, like the heart check, we can actually see. Well, that's actually EKG. It's actually EKG is showing that right now. What's really good about this is that you can set notifications for family and friends and loved ones that if they're away and it drops, their vital signs drop, you can get notified on your phone. That's a great thing. What about okay, yes, very cool.
So how powerful is that? The technology, having been featured on the Today Show, at the Consumer Electronics Show, this year we were the only company we're aware of to have a booth, the only direct selling company, I should say, but we created a buzz not in direct selling, but in technology. That is the kind of recognition that our products are getting. And this one, I believe, is going to go even further. It's called the Helo Extends. It's the first non-invasive sugar trend monitoring device. Now, think about this for a moment. In this day and age where we have cars that drive themselves, we're planning to put a man or woman on Mars, state-of-the-art for those who need to measure their blood sugar is to prick their finger and take the blood. There are almost 100 million people in North America who need to do that. And the only way for them to do it is to prick their finger. Until now, the Helo Extends, it's non-invasive, it measures sugar trends without any need to take blood. So that is very powerful. I was a part of an ownership and management team of a company that had a first product of its type, or one of the first. It was before Skype or FaceTime. We had a video phone where you could actually see the people you were speaking to. And because we were one of the few who had it, that technology and that opportunity took our company to more than $100 million. Well, I am so excited because my expectation is that this is going to be even greater. There's certainly more demand, and it's in a much more critical area. So we're the first to have the Extends, and let me give you a sense of the cool things you can do when you're the first. So again, that's very exciting. It's a great video, I believe the company put together as well, and I think it's compelling. It shows people the power of the technology, and once you have the Helo and the Extends generating data, well, now you actually can begin to do things with it. The additional step that we do is some DNA analysis. So what we want to do is create customized solutions, and we look for a DNA through a simple swab in two areas, both health and wellness and drug sensitivity. So, for example, maybe you're one of those who consistently has low energy, or eats better than your friend or family member, maybe your spouse, yet can't seem to lose weight. Well, that could be because of things that are specific to you. There is no one size fits all in terms of diet plans or exercise, or certainly not in supplements. I can tell you that as someone who's been in the health space for some time. And so by having customized information, it can tell you the kinds of things you need to do to have optimal health. And that is one of the things we offer through our Smart Life DNA. We'll analyze DNA both on the health and wellness and drug sensitivity side. The drug sensitivity is equally important. One of our leaders shared a story about a good friend of his who was actually is diabetic. He takes medication for it. He never felt great, but he felt like it was just a symptom of his illness. And then he had a drug sensitivity test done and found that he was actually allergic to his medication. And his doctor changed his medication, and he described the result as life-changing. So it's great to know what drugs our body doesn't do as well with, and the combination of these two is very powerful. If you do nothing else, you'll get a report that's 30 or 40 pages that will share with you exactly how you should eat, exercise, and certainly the kinds of drugs that you need to avoid if you did drug sensitivity as well. But then the key thing is we're able to take all of this data and produce customized products. Now, here's how it works. The Helo and the Helo Extends are providing data. The artificial intelligence called Oracle already has your DNA, and it's interpreting the data to then produce solutions for you. Here's a simple example. Let's say that the Helo determines that there's a change in your sleep patterns. It's reporting that to the artificial intelligence. This is all very confidential, all in keeping with data disclosure laws. But the artificial intelligence interprets that data as a lack of sleep. You're not sleeping well enough. And let's say you're a customer of our Smart Life NutriPack, our nutrition program. Well, next month, that program will provide you with something to help you sleep better. I've never heard of anything like this, where real-time data is being interpreted to provide optimal health to you. Because I'm sure you'd agree with me that you're not the same as you were 2 years ago, for better or worse. Maybe you've lost weight, gained weight, maybe you're better shape, worse shape, but the solution from that time is not the same as the solution should be for this time. We're the only company I'm aware of that can provide that customization, and it's not just in products. We have apps that do it as well, fitness apps, energy apps, and a number of additional products that are coming in the future. We talked about the nutrition program, again, customized nutrition in a number of areas that is targeted directly to you, and it's ever evolving based upon the data that the Helo in particular is generating and the interpretation of the artificial intelligence. Now, those aren't our only products. We also have a product called BioZen, which is also in the health space. It's a computer chip that looks like a sticker. And what BioZen does is renders the low-level radiation that all electronic devices emit harmless. So here's my iPhone. You can see through the case the green triangle there. That is BioZen. If I hold an EMF or electromagnetic field detector to this phone, it does not go off. Other phones that I've done that same test with, even the same exact phone as mine, will certainly go off, and that's the power of BioZen. The low-level radiation or electrosmog is an increasing concern to healthcare professionals. It's already been proven to be carcinogenic in some situations. That means it can make any potential health situations worse. And BioZen as a solution is a Class 1 medical device in Europe. So it's not only attracting individual interest, but also institutional interest. So government, schools, hospital systems are all interested in BioZen because of its power. And all of this is the brainchild of our management team led by Fabio Galdi. As I mentioned, I met with him in February of last year, and I learned that Fabio is not only a visionary, but he's someone who can make the vision a reality. He's a scientist as well. He's the inventor of the Helo. And so sometimes people say technology changes too much to have a business in it. And I guarantee you, Google, Apple, Samsung, companies like that, they don't believe that. Why? Because changes in technology for them mean more opportunity. All you have to ensure is that you can stay well positioned. Well, we're on the 3rd generation of our Helo in 2 years, 2nd generation of Biozen. We came out with the Helo Extends. We have a number of additional things in the works that suggests that we will stay on the cutting edge, and that's an opportunity for you and I to get paid. And you can see the company has achieved a number of accolades already. It's a public company traded over the counter now. We expect it to be moved to a larger exchange in the near future. We have offices worldwide, more than 10 offices, but we're available in 195 countries. In fact, I've been able to build an international marketing team focused out of the comfort of my home, and I've not seen any opportunity in 27 years in this industry that allows for that as easily as World does. So as great as everything has been up to now, with the advent of the Smart Life Solutions, of the Helo Extends, of the Oracle Artificial Intelligence, we are on the verge of an explosion in growth. And that presents an opportunity for you. So again, we talked about World as a vehicle. If you're thinking, well, how could I use this to make my goals a reality? We have a very, very simple process. You buy the product, use it, share that and the results with others, and then that gets duplicated with our help. So here is how you can, number one, become a customer, but number two, become a business partner of ours as well. For those interested in the product, very simple. You look at the left side of this screen, it's focused more for those who just want to either be a customer or refer other customers. It's our individual Helo LX Plus with our germanium kit. Germanium's an antioxidant, provides a number of health benefits, as well as a colored band kit. You can see I have on gray today and the gray band for my Helo. That's $359. You also can get the DNA analysis. You get 12 DNA sample kits. These could be for your use, for the use of family members, but in addition, you can also retail those for $25. And then through this, those individuals would send the DNA sample to the company for analysis. They'd either purchase the health and wellness or the drug sensitivity kits. But that is really for those interested in the product side. Now, for those who want to build a business, the first thing to know is that you can become a representative with us at World for no additional cost. I've never seen that in direct marketing. Usually there's some charge. World doesn't charge you. You fill out a simple agreement. But I recommend for those of you who are interested in that, one of our builder packs. And you can see there's 2 of them, the Mix and DNA. Mix includes all of our products. It includes the Helo, the Bands Kit Germanium, 12 Biozen stickers, and Biozen typically retails for $50 each, so you can keep some of those, retail some of them. And it also includes the 12 DNA sample kits plus 1 health and wellness test, which is a $260 value. So that's very powerful. Or you can choose to go all in on the DNA. The DNA Builder Pack, $13.99. It includes Biozen for personal use, 24 of the DNA sample kits, plus both tests, health and wellness and drug sensitivity. Those alone are more than $1,000. So there's significant value in that as well. And you can also choose the Extends. Again, this is something I'm very excited about. The Extends is $4.99, monitoring for it $30 a month or $29.90. And those that you know who monitor sugar levels will greatly reduce or potentially even eliminate their need to prick their finger. So that's a very, very exciting product, first of its kind, and I believe by itself will create explosive growth for our company. But whatever product you choose, our process is the same. We are simply sharing information with people. Now, you're looking for people who like the products or who want to have be or do more, or who are overworked and underpaid, whatever their quote-unquote hot button is, you're looking for 2. And we build 2 teams here, one on your left, one on your right. And the way we do it is we use a video. In fact, one of the videos that you saw earlier takes about 4 minutes. Why do we use a video? Because a video never has a bad day at work. Its kids or spouse don't get on its nerves. It doesn't get depressed or sick. You get the point. Video always puts its best foot forward. And because of that, the video is very simple to use to create success. So all we do is we qualify someone as interested in hearing more. We send them a simple video. We follow up to see if they'd like to hear more. Then we plug them into a live presentation like this or a pre-recorded presentation. When you identify 2 people who either purchase or sell product, you can promote yourself to the position of team builder. Now, you're going to earn income on this as well. You get a percentage of everything that they've purchased. You also, though, are able to get paid on the sales of all of the smaller of your 2 teams. Now, again, that position is team builder. So think about it. If the people you've referred saw you get promoted and also they saw you make money, they're going to think it's great that you made team builder, but what do you suppose they'll want to do? Well, they want to get to team builder themselves. So with our help, because you're too new, we're going to teach them to do the same thing you did, get 2. And when you've completed that structure, 2 who've gotten 2, you then are promoted to team developer. A team developer is a person who has 2 team builders, and despite the fact that it is very simple, it only takes 6 people, we have folks who've done it in hours, let alone days, it's probably the most important position in the company because you can then qualify to rank advance in the company. You can get additional benefits, including additional income as a team developer. And let me highlight just one of those income streams. It's called the check match. And when you have hit the position of a team developer, everyone you had referred and everyone you do refer in the future triggers a payment to you when they get paid, their largest income stream, typically their commission, their what we call team volume commission. You can earn 10% of it. Again, everyone you've referred, you're getting 10% of what they get paid in their largest income stream. But it doesn't stop there, because as you continue to advance, you can get paid not just on the people you personally referred, but on the people they've referred as well. You can ultimately get paid over 10 levels or generations of representatives between 1 and 10%. Again, that can be a very significant income stream, but it's just the beginning. There's also benefits like a car allowance you can earn, luxury travel, which we'll talk about in a moment. So team developer is very simple to hit, but it's very powerful as a position. Now, in addition, we also pay residual income streams. If you're not familiar with residual, it's the ability to do something once, yet get paid over and over and over again. And we have monitoring solutions for our Kilo and for our Extends. And you don't have to, there doesn't have to be a cost for monitoring. You can see here, we have a free program, but we add significant features to those that cost a little bit, between $9.90 and $74.90 a month. You get a host of features, including all the advanced measurement features of the Kilo, the measurement on the Extends, a number of additional monitoring features, and all of these pay residual income. So every time one of your customers pays, you're able to get paid as well. Again, a very exciting income stream. Best example of residual I've heard is Elvis. If you believe he's gone, which I hope you do, you'll be amazed to know that last year his heirs made more than he made the last year of his life decades ago. And the reason is because every time a record plays or something is sold with his likeness, they get paid. Similar concept here. Every time someone uses the Kilo or the Extends, pays their monitoring fees, or in the future downloads and uses an app, you're able to get paid. So all we want to do is get the product, use the product, and then share the benefits with others. And in this example, one person who shared the product with 10 people was able to produce a significant return. And you can see when this duplicates, it becomes, you know, a potentially unbelievable return. And we're not at all saying that that will happen for you, but imagine if 10% of it or just 1% of it happened, it could be a very, very significant income stream, given that they say that the average person in North America needs $200 to get a better car, $400 to get a better home, and the average bankruptcy could be avoided on less than $500 additional dollars per month. We have a solution here with the things that we're doing in the world. And here are some of the people who are achieving significant results. These are our top leaders at what we call the president millionaire level and above. For those of you in North America, there are only 4 people who live in North America on this slide. This, again, represents the top 12 people in the company. Our goal is to become a multi-billion-dollar company over the next couple of years. So there's plenty of room for the people that you know and yourself on a similar slide to this. Obviously, if you lead people to success, you will benefit from everything that they do. And when you're a leader here in the world, you're treated very well. We've been on 4 incentive trips since I've been a leader with the company. Everything from a 5-star resort in Southern California to the Beverly Hills Four Seasons, where, by the way, the company gave away 2 Lamborghinis and a Rolls Royce. I wondered what they would do to top that. The next promotion they ran, they gave away exclusive use of a private jet for a year to top leaders. And even more impressive to me, the company ran a promotion for emerging leaders in April where they took them to a 5-star resort for 5 days in the Dominican Republic. So again, they're not just recognizing and rewarding those at the top of the compensation plan. They are also rewarding those who are working to get there. And this promotion shows really that their focus is on everyone. It's called Imagine Paradise. And right now, the company's been running this since May. They extended it through November. And with some simple qualification, you could actually win a trip, including your airfare as well as your lodging, to a once-in-a-lifetime destination. Those in North America or the Americas in general will go to Hawaii. Those in Europe and Africa, Morocco, and those in Asia to Bali. These trips will be in January, and the requirements are very achievable. So you could get started today and in a short period of time have qualified to go on one of these trips. So to review, we've talked about a company perfectly positioned in front of very significant trends. It has a top management team. It's doing things that haven't been done in the industry, like no requalifying, no cost to get started, a very little breakage or gotchas in the compensation plan. But best of all, it has the best products that I've represented in 27 years in the industry. And so that returns us to you and your goals. I know that names are running through your mind, people who you think may be interested in what we offer. I encourage you to get started and refer them to this information, because someone is going to get to them. We're moving very aggressively, and you want that someone to be you rather than to have them get excited, produce a big team, and have you be one of those people that they bring the opportunity to. We'll do most of the work, but you'll get the benefit. So in closing, we repeat this presentation several times a week. The next presentation will be this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'll be doing that presentation. So I look forward to seeing you on that presentation, not as a guest, but as a representative with guests of your own. Everyone, have a great rest of your day, and God bless.
Practicality dictates that everyone's results are good, as we are all unique and different. Basically, it takes hard work to make a substantial income in this business. Some people will make no money at all. The earnings of a World Global Network partner will be 100% dependent upon their skills, work ethic, commitment, leadership capabilities, and also market conditions. Common sense would suggest that in most opportunities, one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average, while others perform under the average. World Global Network does not guarantee any level of income or your success. The average participant in World Global Network earns less than $500 per year. This does not account for any business expenses that one might incur while building a business. To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.worldgn.com.